through when the game's outcome hangs in the balance. In baseball, it is associated with two-out hits and late-game heroics. For the Rockies, their weekend was filled with just that, as Colorado enjoyed a series sweep of top-flight Pittsburgh. Yeah, clutch play can make for happy endings. Rockies look to continue it tonight as they open up a series with San Diego. Next. Welcome to Purple Monday at Coors Field. The Rockies drew over 120,000 on the weekend, and they responded with a three-game sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And tonight they welcome in Bud Black San Diego Padres. First time the Rockies playing inside the division in the second half of the season. And good evening, everybody. Welcome upstairs with George Frazier. I'm Drew Goodman. The Rockies prevailed 3-2 yesterday, and there was a continuing theme, particularly on Saturday and Sunday, Frazier. The Rockies got the big hit, as you just saw in the tees, the clutch hit. The clutch hit, that's the big one. With two outs for me, they've really done a nice job coming up with hits late in the ball game. Very meaningful hits. You know, sometimes you get those other hits. Really doesn't matter at the time. Think about this last series, what they did with two outs. Extra base hits, 8 of them, 19 runs, 429 average. Second in the National League right now with 209 runs scored with two outs. That is a big number. Now all of a sudden you just got to start putting it together and win some ball games with it like they have against the Pirates. They won 3 straight. Well, it had been such a troublesome spot for the Rockies, scoring runs out on the road trip in which they went 1-9. So it's great to see them score runs against a very good pitching staff, arguably the best in baseball this year statistically in Pittsburgh. It is, and particularly against their bullpen late, because their bullpen has been lights out. And then you look at their starting rotation, who they ran out there. Lariano had the third best ERA in the National League. Burnett had the lowest earned run average and average against with runners in scoring position. So that was big wins on both those first two games. And Jeff Locke, not exactly a chopped liver. He had the lowest ERA out on the road so far this year in baseball. So it was a great weekend for the Rockies. They look to build on it tonight as they take on the San Diego Padres. And they have perhaps just the guy not only going for them in Jolie Chassin, but who they'll face in Edinson Volquez. More on that in a moment. straight, the Padres come to town. They lost 2 of 3 over the weekend in Cincinnati. And slightly overcast overhead as we begin our evening up here. Back upstairs with George Frazier, I'm Drew Goodman. Jolie Chassin going for the Rockies. He's been terrific since coming off the disabled. As Edinson Volquez, I think if you asked him, he'd say, you know, if I'm not pitching against the Rockies, I've actually had a pretty good year.
Yeah, it has been a good year. 7-4 against anybody but the National League West. He's gotten crushed against the West. 544 earned run average. You see Chassin very good all the way through all of this. But Volquez, first 6 starts of his career versus the Rockies, 3-2. The next 5, 0-4. Not very good with an ERA around 11. Chassin, though, different story. This young man is really starting to command the strike zone with 3 pitches consistently, getting a lot of ground ball outs. That result is you work deeper in ball games, pitch counts down from what it was a couple of years ago.
Well, he's averaging 14.5 pitches per inning, which is one of the lowest figures in the National League. Volquez against the Rockies this year has just been awful. He's had an ERA above 12 in every outing. The Rockies have punished him.
And it didn't matter where it was. Petco at Coors Field, it didn't really matter. You can see the ball flying everywhere. And I know he's kind of one of these deals. I got to try to figure something out, make better pitches, but he gets behind the counts. He walks people. When you fall behind the counts, you got to come with the fastball. You get hurt. He has tried to work very hard on the 3rd pitch, the changeup. We'll see if it plays in tonight.
Yeah, he'll utilize it, I should say, about 20% of the time. So that's a pitching matchup, Chassin and Volquez. Rockies opening up a 3-game set tonight against the Padres. Come on back to Coors Field with us. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your 7 neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By 5-Hour Energy Shots. By King Soopers, more value for the way you live. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. Jolie Chassin taking the mound for the Rockies on this Monday night. The Rockies will play 3 against San Diego, and then it's off to Baltimore, Maryland, and Camden Yards over the weekend. Will Venables really swinging the bat well, and he'll lead things off. He's got pop. Big, tall, left-handed bat, 6'5", former Princeton standout, 2 sports. Bud Black has written out the following lineup that we will share with you now, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Chris Denorfia will be in right field. He'll bat second. Chase Headley, the Colorado kid, will bat third. Then Yonder Alonso, Jed Jerko. Last time we saw the Padres, those 2 guys were on the DL. Logan Forsythe, very versatile. Tonight he starts at shortstop. Jeff, and that's how it is pronounced. Jeff Decker will be in left field. Very young in his major league career. Nick Hundley behind the plate. And Edinson Volquez obviously will bat ninth and pitch. Jhoulys Chacín looking for that 11th victory.
Yeah, looking for it at home too. 6-3 at home, 4-3 out on the road. Their earned run average 4.27 at home so far this year. He understands pitching at Coors Field as good as anybody that's ever donned a Rockies uniform. Let's take a look at what he's changed around a little bit this year. 89-8, the fastball velocity down, commands better. Slider and changeup become the primary secondary pitches. At 81-mile-an-hour slider, the 82-mile-an-hour changeup.
So here we go. We're ready for baseball. Jhoulys Chacín against Will Venable. The Padres lost 3-2 in 13 innings yesterday against Cincinnati. And their problem was getting a hit in scoring position. They were 1 for 17.
They left 9 men at third base yesterday in the ballgame.
George, that's not good, and it didn't make Bud Black very happy. 1 ball, 1 strike on Venable. Rockies play him straight up in the outfield, and he has a base hit to center field. Venable can run. He's looking for 2, and he's going to be in safely with a head-first slide. He never broke stride. A hustle double for Will Venable.
And Drew's right. Never broke stride at all. Came right out of the box, realizing on the ground Dexter was playing him in left center. Charlie Blackmon got to the baseball first to throw in as quickly as he could do it. But if you watch Venable take off out of the box, folks, this is the way you're supposed to play the game, young kids at home. Watch how he plays this game. Being aggressive on the base pass, getting into scoring position early in the ballgame.
And now Chris DeNorfia. That's down low. 68 degrees is our temperature. There is the threat of rain in the forecast. By the way, with that double, Venable's now hit in 9 consecutive ball games. That's in there. Bill Miller's behind home plate. We'll tell you about the rest of the crew now. Todd Tishner's at first base, C.V. Buckner at second, and Corey Blazers at third. Bill Miller, a UCLA grad, worked a lot of postseason games, including the World Series in 2010. It's inside, 2-1.
The Rockies have been able to make pitches against San Diego with runners in scoring position this year. The Padres have hit just .213 against the Rockies staff.
That's down 3-1. You can hear Bill Miller. So a 3-1 count on DeNorfia. Nobody out. Venable at second, just underway. DeNorfia 2 for 9 lifetime against Jhoulys. And now you have a force all around. Looking at the glass half full. 2 on, nobody out. Defensively, the Rockies are brought to you by Excel Energy. We bring you the energy you need so you can live the life you want. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Corey Dickerson's getting the start in left. Dexter's in the middle. Charlie Blackmon in right. Arenado, Tulowitzki, LeMahieu, and Helton in the infield. Willeen Rosario has the gear up. Chase Headley hitting an even .300 since the All-Star break. It's been an uneven season for Chase. The average at just .244. 8 home runs, 35 driven in. He had a thumb injury early that prevented him from starting the season with the Padres, but he's the reigning RBI champion in the National League.
Struggled with average, but still driving in runs when you start to look at what he has done so far.
The Rockies almost turned it over, 3-6-1. I didn't think it was hit hard enough that it would be that close off the bat, especially Headley coming out of the left side of the box.
And he runs well. For a big man, 6 stolen bases out of 7 chances. Todd with the clean pick, the good feed to Tulowitzki. And then the snap throw on the first. Pretty close.
So Yonder Alonso will hit, the Miami native. Alonso hitting .353 over his last 13. He's 1 for 7 lifetime against Chassin.
A lot of good averages of what you've read, like 300 for Headley since the break. You talk about 370 with him, yet their ball club difficulty with runners in scoring position.
Chassin has induced 20 ground ball double plays, second in the National League. He'd love to produce one right here. 0-1's got a chance. LeMahieu, there's one on the first. Double play. Great turn, LeMahieu and Tulowitzki. It's number 21 with Chassin on the mound. 2 on, nobody out, no runs for the Padres. Bottom of the first, Dexter Fowler will lead things off against Edinson Volquez. Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss. Corey Dickerson will bat second. Corey's got a couple of home runs. Tulowitzki, Rosario, and Helton in the middle. Willeen has hit 4 of his 16 home runs against the Padres. Nolan Arenado, he's swinging the bat very well. Charlie Blackmon, a couple of hits yesterday. DJ LeMahieu and Chassin.
Well, this young man has trouble walking people, trouble getting the double play ball, all against the National League West. Against the West this year, 1-5, .774. And versus the Rockies in his career, 3-6 with a 7 ERA. Everybody else, he's pitched pretty well, 7-4. Well, there you go. You're taking a look at all those 9 starts against the West, 1-5, 15 against the rest of the league, 7-4, including interleague. Earned run average almost 3.5 points less.
Top of the strike zone at 92. It's 0-2 on Dexter, who in his last 11 games against the Padres has hit .449 at Coors Field, including 3 home runs. Dexter those guys that have swung the bat well against Edinson Volquez. This is looped to center field. It's going to drop. And Dexter will lead off single. One of the things you have to watch with Volquez, especially with his history against the Rockies, is body language. He's a guy that wears his emotions on his sleeve. And you know he had to have a feeling of, oh no, here we go again.
Absolutely does. I mean, this is a guy who struggled bad, very poorly pitched here at Coors Field. And he said, thinking in my mind, what's going to happen next? I make a 1-2 pitch, a good pitch, I jam him, and it dumps into the outfield.
Dickerson's made quite an impression his second time through with the parent club. Last 11 ball games, hitting .321. Hudley's throwing out about 23% of would-be base stealers. Dexter has 17 stolen bases. He's been caught 6 times. Ball and a strike. Padres overall have really pitched well of late. Over their last 13 games, they have 11 quality starts and a .244 starters ERA. In fact, yesterday, Ian Kennedy, his second start since coming from Arizona. In the 8th inning, he'd allowed only 1 hit. That's fouled off. And he got ahead of pinch hitter Xavier Paul, 0-2 for the Reds, with a runner on base, and he left a changeup up, and Paul hit it out. Game ended up going, as I said, to extra innings, and Cincinnati eventually won 3-2. Reds won 3-2. They had only 5 hits the whole ball game.
Amazing. Cincinnati, Chicago going today at Wrigley Field, or I should say tonight. That ball game's in the 4th. Philly and Atlanta's delayed with all the storms down south.
One and 2. See if Dex looks to run here. Not going. And this is in the air to left center field, pretty deep. And it is off the base of the wall. Well played by Venable. A stand-up double for Dickerson, second and third. Nobody out. That ball just kept going and going. The wind's blowing in that direction. And Corey Dickerson behind in the count rips a 400-foot double.
Well, look where the pitch is, too. He took advantage of it. The Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Look at this hanging breaking ball right up into the middle of the strike zone. Dickerson got out on it and just crushed it. Read it right out of the hand of Volquez, made him pay into left center field in the deepest parts of the ballpark. Just a couple of feet from getting out of the yard.
They're sitting out there for Tulowitzki. Outside on Troy.
If you're sitting out there and then left center field will crash, you get a look just like this. Oh, I'm going to catch it. Oh, rats.
Troy 0 for 2, a pair of walks yesterday. 1 for his last 20 at the plate. And he gets an off-speed pitch for a strike. Willeen Rosario on deck. 2-1, and Willeen is absolutely tormented Volquez. 7 for 15, a couple of home runs against him. You don't normally see a dramatic outfield shift against Tulowitzki, but Will Venables really swung over toward left center field and playing pretty shallow.
And they're playing him, what they're doing is they're pitching him off speed and trying to come inside. So typically when that happens, you'll pull the baseball.
And this is the shallow center. Venable will get there, and it's not deep enough that Dex is going to try to score. So Troy will be upset that he couldn't get that deeper. 1 out. Willeen coming up, and here's some of the highlights of Willeen taking on Volquez this year.
And you see where the pitches are too. They're elevated. Willeen's making him pay for his mistakes. Then he got a sinker down and in. Willeen looking in, and you don't hit it up there often in Petco. Second deck for Willeen.
Got 24 RBIs and 24 career games against San Diego. Second and third, 1 out. And the shift remains on in the outfield. Got 15 yards to the left side of center field is Will Venable. And they're really trying to take away the blue pit. You know, Venable's as deep as most people play Tulowitzki. He may not get to that ball that Troy just hit. Here's the 1-0. And that's pulled deep in the hole. And off the glove of Forsythe. 2 runs will score. Hit hard. Logan Forsythe couldn't come up with it. And Rosario makes it 2-0 Colorado.
58 RBIs now for Willeen. Hit very hard. Let's look at the pitch coming in on Willeen. They're trying to go inside again, trying to crowd the power. And it doesn't get crowded. It gets smoked into left field. Forsythe trying to backhand that ball. A hop right over the lip. Then you see Volquez make a pitch. Haven't made one the whole entire inning so far.
And now Todd Helton will take his turn. Michael Kadire not in the lineup again today, battling a flu bug. Helton's 4 for 10 against Volquez. Volquez happy that Cargo's on the DL. Cargo's 10 for 19 with 6 ribbies against him.
Not many guys, quite honestly, have not had success against him. Last 2 starts, though, he's been a little bit better. 12 1/3, just 4 runs given up.
Wasn't inside the NL West or against the Rockies. That was a good pitch. Rockies are 10-3 this year against San Diego. You may recall they won the first 6 games of the season against San Diego, a sweep in each ballpark. And Volquez strikes out Helton. Got him on a curveball. That'll bring up Nolan Arenado, Mr. 2-out man. Padres defense is brought to you by Excel Energy. Make the choices that fit your life, and Excel will provide you the energy to power it. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Jeff Decker's in left, Will Venable in center, Chris DeNorfia is in right. Logan Forsythe yesterday played second in left field. He's at shortstop tonight. Jerko is at second base. Headley and Alonso on the corners. Nick Hundley behind the plate. Fastball at 94.
Yeah, turning it loose a little bit now. It was earlier in the ball game. It was 90-93, and I think he's like, all right, I'm going to have to go get it early here and see what I can get to change things and get it going my way. And strikeout of Helton, he's ahead of Arenado.
Nolan's got an 8-game hitting streak going. Back up the middle, and he's got a 9-game hitting streak. And moving up to third is Rosario.
Now the bobble in center field. Venable will be charged with an error in center that allowed Willeen to move up. Just his second error of the season on Venable. On the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermode, take a look at this pitch. Fastball again. Has some sink to it and run to the inner half. Arenado takes it right back out the middle. Then all of a sudden Venable bobbled the ball, heads up, Rosario just took off the minute he bobbled it.
Yeah, and I love that by Willeen. Instead of just saying, well, you know what, I'm here, he just bobbled, it's right in front. Because he jumped on that, Venable had no play, and now, you know, pass ball, wild pitch, you get a free run. Charlie Blackmon, a couple home runs, he's driven in 6. 21 pitches into this first inning. The Rockies have 2 runs on 4 hits. Talking about Michael Kadyr's flu. Next time Volquez sees on the schedule, he's supposed to go against the Rockies. He may get the flu.
Or miss the plane, not get on the bus, a number of things to avoid getting to Coors Field.
Here's the 1-1 to Blackmon, and that's fouled off. See, more than half of his pitches so far in this first inning have been either changeups or curveballs. Rosario's at third, Arenado at first. A 1-2 count on Blackmon. Charlie 6 for his last 14. Keeps the AB alive.
Just looking through the media guide here. Interesting note here. Brent Main is a area scout for them on the amateur side of things.
Once you're in the game of baseball, especially guys who played for a while, George, most of them stay in it in some capacity.
Kevin Jarvis is a special assistant to Josh Burns.
Another 1-2. This one may be playable for Hundley. He's going to get called off by Headley. That'll end the inning. The Rockies have a great start against Volquez. True to form. 4 hits and a couple of runs. On a hard base hit off of Logan Forsythe's glove. Today's sideline report is brought to you by the Honey Smoked Fish Company, a ready-to-eat, energizing superfood you can add to any dish that's healthy and delicious. And here's Mark Stout. Mark?
Hey guys, Troy Tulowitzki didn't deliver in his first at bat. He's now 4 for his last 28. If you're worried about him at the plate, don't be. Walt Weiss isn't.
He's a great hitter, and that's never going to change. So even the great hitters don't get 2 hits every night. So I have no concerns about him. I think he's going to be productive in this game till the day he leaves it.
Indeed, and he hit .386 in June. He had that injury, just kind of getting back from that. And Troy is in good spirits too. Double here to lead off the inning, guys.
Yeah, Jed Jerko, Mark, with the double down the left field line. And that's how the game started, with Will Venable producing a double. Chacin worked out of it, getting a couple ground balls, including a 4.63 double play.
Jerko hit over 350 last year at AAA for the Padres. There was no place for him to play, and with all the injuries, getting an opportunity here.
Well, he was doing very well the first couple of months, and then he got hurt.
246, 10 and 31 right now for Jerko.
Jerko is coming off the DL, hitting 123. He was hitting 284 prior to that with 8 home runs. So they like his bat a lot. He's at second for Forsythe. Here's the 0-1 and a ground ball deep in the hole. And Tulowitzki got him. Arenado let Troy take the baseball, thinking he may have only one play if the runner broke. Jerko, he did not, and Troy still was able to throw him out.
Okay, cheated though. Had 2-step slides as he started to go to the baseball. That's what allows you, when you read the pitch, what it was going to be thrown and where it's going to be thrown. And Tulowitzki able to cheat a couple of moving steps towards the hole, allowed him to get to the baseball.
And the ball stuck in his glove for a moment also.
Yeah, it might have been safe. I like the call though. The only reason Arenado didn't go for it either, too, that topspin that was going to get by him. Now you leave the base wide open. An easy advancement.
Jeff Decker at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Decker's 0 for 4 in his brief big league career. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. It's actually the 3rd time he's been called up by the Padres this year, but clearly they haven't used him much when he has been up. Hitting 293 at Tucson this year. He's a guy that was a high draft pick originally. A supplemental 1st-round pick. Two and two. Jolie Chacin, 33 and 37 in his career, with a 3.58 ERA, which is notable for a couple of reasons. One, it's an outstanding ERA, and if you pitch half your games at Coors Field, it really is outstanding. It's the lowest ERA, in fact, of anybody who's ever pitched a reasonable amount of innings for the Rockies. We want to talk about league-wide. Since June 16th, basically covering 2 months, Chacin 5th in the National League in ERA. I think Kershaw's pretty good. We saw how good Fernandez is. Here's the 3-2, and that is in the air to left field, pretty deep. Tracked down nicely by Dickerson. Forsythe will have to go back to the bag at second. Nice running catch by Corey Dickerson. I keep calling Forsythe. Jed Jerko will have to go back to the bag. So they're 2 gone, and that'll bring up Nick Hundley.
Well, Drew talked a little bit about this in the open. Pitches per inning, which you're putting the ball on the ground an awful lot. Arroyo, Wainwright, Zimmerman, and Chacin. That's a pretty good mixture to be with. At 14.6 pitches per inning. Just do the math. Gets you into the 6th, 7th inning pretty much every single time you go out.
And the real interesting thing there is, in the past, Chacin had been a guy that had a lot of deep counts. He shaved 2 pitches off what he was averaging the last 4 years. That may not sound like a lot, George. That's huge.
Well, it is huge when you start to do the multiplication. You start to put it out, and it's an extra inning, basically, that he's been able to go out and extend. Instead of 5 innings a game, definitely 6, maybe 7. If all things go right, the 21 double plays doesn't hurt also, because now when he does have traffic, he's able to shorten things up, get the double play, and get out of the inning.
He changed the mindset of the hitters this year. You better be aggressive with Chacin. You don't want to get in deep counts because he has the great changeup and slider. In the past, you worked the count, you had a chance to walk.
Yeah, when he went 18-3 at 2 levels on A ball, the changeup was his out pitch. It was basically unhittable.
Got Hundley way out in front. It's 1-2. Nick Hundley's 0 for his last 17 at the plate. Talking about the math, if you take 2 pitches off per inning over 9 games, or over 9 innings, that's 18 times 33 starts. That's 594 less pitches. This ball well hit. Dexter makes a running catch. Good outfield play by the Rockies in the inning. Dickerson and then Dexter Fowler to keep San Diego off the board. 2-0. In the 2nd inning, who wants tacos? Remember, if the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special.
How about this one? Got a dead fish hat. Got a new one. Actually got one in April when we had all the snow, you know, when the Mets were in town and everything. So a young lady by the name of Kathy McKay over in Walden, Colorado, population 700. She said the one I sent you was the very first one I ever made. And I think it's very good, so I thought I'd really work hard and give you a good one.
That's a beautiful one.
Isn't that nice? Got the little flim flops up here.
Yeah.
Here's tail right here. Huh? How am I doing? Nice. Huh? That's not nice? Huh? You know you want one of these. Kathy, would you make one for Drew? He wants one
Kathy,
so bad because his head gets cold.
Very sweet of you, but I don't want you to go to all that trouble.
Great hat.
I've been through Walden.
Yeah, great hat.
Town.
You better believe it.
Uh-oh. This was turned on deep left field. DJ LeMahieu, did he get it? You bet. LeMahieu with his second jack of the year. And the Rockies have a 3-0 lead. Got a hanging curveball and hit it out.
Yeah, got to look at where it is. It's in the inner half of the plate, about bell tie, reduced velocity, so it made it pretty easy to take a swing at this pitch and do some damage with it. The Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo really shows right where you can square this up. Anytime you get a hitter to pull, you really generate a lot more bat speed. In other words, they're pulling off of the baseball, all the force and power coming behind the swing. It just continued to carry, as has about 4 balls into that left field area, and this one carried about 4 rows up.
And Chacin bounces it to Alonso. 1 out. I had an interesting conversation with Dante Bichette about DJ LeMahieu at batting practice today. And DJ's always been a good hitter. At LSU, he was a good hitter. The minor leagues, he was a good hitter. He's a big guy. He's 6'4", he's 210, 215 pounds. You say, well, that's a guy that should hit the ball over the wall. He's always been a guy that sprayed the ball around. And Dante says that's who he is. One of the thoughts he's put in his mind, though, is every once in a while, on the inner half, look to make contact out front on the pull side. If you get something out front, you're strong enough to drive it out. First at bat, that's exactly what he did. He got an off-speed pitch that was hanging, and he contacted it out front and drove it out of the ballpark.
Well, he does such a good job going to right field and doing things into the right center field area. You fall into that habit of every single pitch. That's what you're thinking about doing. And Dante just trying to get him to think deep, and he did, and he went, and it worked.
4th career home run. That's wild, because this is August 13th, right, George?
Mm-hmm. It's all day long till midnight.
Till midnight. It's just the 5th home run the Rockies have hit in August. And I don't think necessarily that's a bad thing, because there have been times where it almost appeared the Rockies offense, when they were stuck on 1 and 2 runs, was sitting around waiting for the 3-run home run, as opposed to manufacturing runs.
That's the habit you get into because of the park you play in. You feel like you're going to hit a lot of home runs at Coors Field, so that's what you sit around and wait on. Dexter with a single into left field to start the ball game off. He's back up now with 1 out and a 3-1 count and a hitter's count.
Outside, Dexter draws yet another walk.
A bike to the ball game on September the 1st, and you can win prizes. Get more information and ticket specials, including the Bike to the Park pack, which includes lunch at therockies.com/green to find out more about it. That's when the Cincinnati Reds will be in town here at Coors Field.
55th walk, which leads the club for Fowler. Corey Dickerson doubled off the left center field wall his first time. Runs on 5 hits for the Rockies as they bat in the 2nd inning. Dex takes off, and Dickerson fouls it off.
So far in this ball game, regardless of right-handed or left-handed hitter, it appears the plan is to pitch away. Watching the center fielder Venable, the way he's playing in the outfield, is shading opposite field, whichever batter comes to the plate.
Two and one. See if Volquez picks here. 2-1. There he goes, and a line drive center field, and it kicks away from Venable. Dexter will score easily. Dickerson to second, he'll hold there. 4-0 Colorado. Venable tried to make the shoestring catch, could not, and it kicked away from him. Certainly a hit. We'll see if it scored a single or straight up a double.
Let's see what happens on this ball. Line drive dead center. Venable's going to come in at it thinking he could get it on the shoe tops. Does not. And then the ball squirts away from him. Dexter's going to score easy, and Dickerson into second. .40 pitches in the second inning for Volquez. And there's just one out.
Straight double with an RBI for Dickerson. Here's Tulowitzki. Dexter's been up twice, has scored 2 runs. Rocky's 11-2 when he scores twice in a ball game. And here's the 1-0 to Troy. In the dirt, and Dickerson going to try to move up, and he will. Boy, the Rockies playing aggressive baseball. Willede moved up earlier. Dickerson, secondary lead, saw the ball in the dirt, immediately took off, and you know that pleases Walt Weiss.
From center field, it's pretty easy as a runner at second base to see that it's a curveball coming out of the hand. And then if you see a low trajectory, you should be prepared to move up if it's going to hit the dirt. And if you watch what happens, the minute it hit the dirt, there wasn't any hesitation. If he hesitates, he's out.
2-0's in there, 2-1. Infield in for San Diego. You saw Bud Black and Glenn Hoffman pulling him in. And it's 3-1. High pop up. And Dickerson may have a chance to tag on this, and it wasn't caught. And I'll tell you what, I guarantee you he would have gone. Had Forsythe made that catch, Dickerson, who runs pretty well, would have taken off. That would have been a difficult play for Forsythe to turn, fire to the plate from about 220 feet.
A difficult play to make anyway because your infield's in. So you got a much farther distance to run to get to the baseball. Dickerson's looking, watching. If he catches, I'm going to go. He does not catch, and he freezes up and jogs on back.
Three and 2 on Tulowitzki. Huge gap in right center. Pulled to third, bobbled by Headley. It was only placed first, and it's bobbled there. Boy, San Diego looks awful on defense right now. Bud Black's team down 5-0. It'll be an error on Headley.
His 8th error of the year. You pull your infield in, you're trying to prevent the run, you accomplish what you want as a pitcher, and then you just don't handle the baseball at third. There's nobody more disappointed than Headley right now. He got a ball. He was trying to catch, spin, and throw to the plate. Instead, when he spun around here and it caught up on his thumb, his attempt to get Tulo, the ball's in the ground, and Alonso not able to hang on to it. Volquez again frustrated with everything that's gone on in this ball game so far. It's all on all 9 guys right now. It's not just the team behind him, it's also the pitches he's making at times, and they're getting hit fairly hard.
Time for the big hit presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. William Rosario's been getting all kinds of hits of late. This one left the building. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto painting for as low as $3.99. Visit Mako.com today. 0-1 on Rosario. 1-1. Tulowitzki, if you score with us at home, gets an RBI on that throwing error by Headley. It's RBI number 63 for Troy. Willeen, a 2-run single in the first. He's got a 6-game hitting streak working. Still just 1 out. 3 runs in the second. And that'll drop. No, it won't drop. DeNorfia sliding catch, and the throw to first will not double him up. That's a terrific play by DeNorfia. And that's the reason San Diego has moved their outfield into average depth. They're trying to take away the stuff in front of them. Ordinarily, this is a base hit.
Well, it tells you also that if it's over their head, their belief, like a lot of teams, it's out of the ballpark. So they're going to take a shot to be able to make plays like this and to have first and third.
Helton struck you out his first time. Helton's got a 2-0 count.
Yeah, another one of those green shots. And that ball was hit a mile high in the air. Going to end up in the seats. Got a little bit quick and had a little bit of dip on the backside of that swing.
Rockies have won 3 straight for the first time since the 3rd week of May. Their first sweep since April when they swept the Mets. Taking care of the Pirates the last 3 days. 2-1 on Helton. 2-2 on Helton. Todd's hit .353 this year against San Diego. That's not a surprise. In his career, he's hit .332, which is the 4th best active average against San Diego, and he leads in home runs and several other categories against the Padres. He has 32 career home runs against San Diego. 2-2. And that's to Headley. And Chase will go across the diamond. The Rockies get 3 more runs in the second after producing 2 in the first. DJ LeMahieu with his 2nd home run of the year on a hanging curveball. 5-0 Rockies. on Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a truck, it's an F-150, and it's built Ford tough. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Chassin misses down low to Volquez. Ball one. Volquez and then Will Venable and Chris Denorfia. Rockies ahead 5-0 as we go to the top of the third inning. Drew Goodman with George Frazier and Mark Stout.
Important thing for Chassin is to pitch as if it's a 0-0 ball game. Because you have a 5-0 lead, you start to coast 2 or 3 swings and things will change in a hurry.
We missed one pitch while we were reading our billboards. We apologize. So it's actually 2-2. Volquez does have a home run this year. Three and 2. And Jolie's not going to be happy there. A leadoff walk to Volquez. Rockies fans, a reminder coming up in the 5th inning. We'll visit with you during Toyota Talk. Text Toyota followed by your question to 720-720. One on Venable. Will had a leg double his first time up. Hit a couple home runs over the weekend in Cincinnati. That's a strike also. 0-2. Ground ball to second. LeMahieu. Good feed to Tulowitzki. You won't turn it with Venable. I'll tell you what, DJ has done a great job in concert with Troy on 3 tough force outs. And one time they were able to twist it for 2.
Well, because of the range he has going to your first base side of second. Then that throw over to Tulowitzki. Tulo doing a nice job of not getting clipped by Volquez coming in.
Denorfia at the plate. Venable dives back in. Padres steal a lot of bags, but generally the games are closer when you run. Down 5-0.
And it's still early in this ball game, though. You don't cut it back now. You know, when you get into that 5th, 6th, then you start to get a little more protective. But 3rd inning, no. Go ahead and stay with your game plan. Try to keep the pressure on people.
One and one on Denorfia. 1-2. Denorfia has a strange split home and road. He's actually hitting better at Petco. 307 than he is out on the road. 228. You know, the conversation when it surrounds Petco and offense, it's usually not very good. I was talking to Dave Roberts, who's coaching first base for the Padres. He feels like the fence is being pulled in a little bit at Petco. Produced probably about 10 more home runs and a number of balls off the wall. And he said more than anything, it's helped with the psyche of their position players that, yeah, okay, we can hit here. We can score some runs here.
Yep, I would understand that. And for pitchers, it should still help you because it's still a pitcher's ballpark. It's not like you still got to hit it to get it out of that yard. So you get a winning situation for the hitters, and you still don't damage your pitchers by moving it in.
1-2. Ground ball is short. Another chance for the Rockies to twist one, and safe there. Good job by LeMahieu hanging in as Venable got into him.
MLB TV is celebrating 11 years. Catch all of the action with your Rockies at HD quality in the second half. Watch every out-of-market game live or more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.tv today.
One on Headley. It's 0-2 on Chase. Swung on and missed. Chacin strikes out Headley. First strikeout of the night for Jolice. In the inning, he walked Volquez leading off. No harm done. Couple ground balls. That punch out. Rockies 5 and the Padres nothing. Middle of 3.
Over the Padres, Nolan Arenado is stepping into the box. I was talking to Nolan today about, becoming a major leaguer. He's now 94 games in, becoming a pro. We talked about mentors as he strokes this one down the line foul. And he said, yeah, Tulo comes to mind. And then he pretty much mentioned all of the veterans on the Rockies. Then I was talking to Tulo. He said Matt Holliday helped him out. Cargo said Frank Thomas when he was with the A's. And I was wondering, George, if there were some guys that mentored you when you came into the big leagues.
Yeah, first of all, Mark, yes. And it's a very important part of the game of how much to tip your clubhouse man, where to go eat, how to get on the bus, where to get on the bus, get your baggage. All those things come into play when you get to the big league level. Getting to the ballpark at what time? Do I ride the bus? Do I get there early? Do you work? It was Ted Simmons, Jim Cotton were two big guys for me And then on the field, the one guy that influenced me tremendously was Rich Gossage, when I was with the New York Yankees.
And this is lined to right. DeNorfia again will take away a would-be single. One guy, Charlie Blackmon, will come up. Charlie fouled out to third to end the first inning, an inning where the Rockies scored twice. Talking about DeNorfia's splits that are strange. Blackmon's splits are strange also. He's hitting 296 out on the road. Just 200 at Cavernous Coors Field. Go figure. 1-1 on Charlie.
Well, when I look at something, I hear a guy say that, I always want to go back to the stat pages and always look and see how many at-bats does he have away from the ballpark. Is it the same consistency? This will be lined out at shortstop. And with Blackmon, 35 at-bats at home, 54 on the road. A few more chances for success. 16 hits out on the road for Charlie. And just 7 here at home.
DJ LeMahieu's got the average to 271. 4th career home run in his last at bat. Rockies fans join Root Sports and the Rockies today in their new initiative, Hit Count. Support the Children's Hospital and Special Olympics Colorado by backing your favorite player. Your donation is determined by the number of hits in the second half of the year. For your favorite player, for more info, visit Rockies.com/hitcount. This ball's well hit right center field by DJ, and it is going to touch down and be grabbed there by DeNorfia. It's a 2-out double for LeMahieu. Swing at DJ, 15th double of the year.
Now you're just triple single away from you know what, the cycle. Thought maybe he thought about it here for the triple once he was hit out of the box, but he really turned it up going into second base. I think he had thoughts if they didn't get to the ball in a hurry that he might try to stretch it to a triple, but as soon as they got to it, DeNorfia did. He got it back in a hurry.
Chacin loves to hit. Takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Most pitchers love to hit until the guy's throwing 180 with a snap slider.
Pretty good hack there by Chacin. 0-2. Grounded out to first in the second inning. Rockies up 5-0. Strikes out Chacin. LeMahieu, a 2-out double, left to second base. 3 innings complete. Rockies 5 and the Padres nothing. Rockies have a 5-0 lead. Here's how they got it. First inning, Dexter Fowler had a base hit. There was a double by Dickerson, then this 2-run single by Rosario off Forsythe's glove. We move to the second inning. DJ LeMahieu with a towering home run to left. His second of the year. And then a bobble, a low throw. Rockies get another run. Rockies also got an RBI double in that inning from Corey Dickerson. So they're up 5-0. Cooney Lexus, where luxury has a new address, now open in Greenwood Village. Chacin has allowed just 2 hits. Both doubles, and now this single by Yonder Alonso. The leadoff man's been on in all 4 innings against Chacin.
But double play opportunities have prevented anybody from scoring. That's been the key. They've only turned 1 double play in the game. Excuse me, 2 double plays. No, just 1, but they've had a lot of opportunities, 3 others.
And that's bounced foul by Jed Jerko. He had one of the doubles.
That's what you're looking for. Cut off by Arenado. You should be able to turn this one. They will.
Unbelievable. Ground ball after ground ball when Chacin needs it. Another double play turn. That's 22 this year with Jolis on the mound, and the vast majority have been at Coors Field.
Yeah, that's what it does. Reduces pitch count too. Just 47 thrown now. Arenado able to cut this ball off. Hard snap throw over to DJ and then on to help. I mean, that's what you're talking about. There's only been 2 outs recorded in the air. That was 2 hard hit balls by Decker and Hundley back in the 2nd inning. Everything else, it's been on the ground.
Logan Forsythe takes a strike.
You know, rain came into Colorado Springs. That ball game with Memphis canceled tonight. Tulsa with an off day. Kyle Parker with another home run yesterday in Tulsa. 24 on the year now. Kyle Rowling, I think, has 26 now. Grand Junction native.
Parker had 3 hits.
And that club won the first half. The only team that got in other than Grand Junction into the playoffs. Grand Junction won the first half, so did Tulsa. So they're automatically into the playoffs.
Very close. Called the ball 3-2.
I'm taking a look at the 4th strike zone, see exactly where it was. It was just barely off of the plate. Tough to take. Not sure how he did take it.
3-2 on Forsythe. On the ground to Tulowitzki. Another great inning from Chacin. Another double play behind him. 5-0. The fourth inning, top of the order for Colorado. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. 2 in the first, 3 in the second against Edinson Volquez. Fowler, a single and a walk. He has scored 2 runs. Ball, 1 strike. Volquez is throwing 68 pitches so far.
In a ball game where you're already up on your 3rd at bat and it's just the 4th inning, one of 2 things go for you. You either get a lot of hits and your average jumps a bunch, or you have one of those 0 for 6s and it drops dramatically. And you're able to pick on a lot of people. Similar to the other day with Liriano with the Pittsburgh Pirates, when the Rockies jumped out 10-0. It's only 5 now, I realize it, but a lot of at bats early.
Dex steps back in with a 2-2 count. 12 home runs for Fowler. Most of those came very early. He had that torrid April at 8 home runs. And another full count. Dex worked the count. Pulled his last at bat and walked. And he walks again. 56 walks now for Fowler. Corey Dickerson coming up. Corey with a pair of doubles. Let's look at him. First one nearly left the ballpark opposite field. And then this was a bullet that went off of center fielder Will Vanderbilt trying to make a shoestring catch. That drove in a run. This ball well hit deep left field. Going back is Decker. He'll have room. And Dexter's going to tag up. Pretty good throw by Jeff Decker. Dex is in there though, so with 1 out he's in scoring position for Tulowitzki. Good read on that by Fowler.
When you're in this ballpark, you can take advantage of any time it gets to the corner or gaps and you're trying to advance from first. Such a long throw. It's a difficult throw to be accurate with it because you're going away. It also depends on the defender. If they are going away from the bag you're running to, it makes it a little harder to be able to put that play in and get them.
Swinging bunt, and Nick Hundley will throw out Tulowitzki, and just getting back was Fowler on the return throw by Alonso. Dex got his hand in. That'll bring up Rosario.
Well, once again, you're going to take advantage of anything you can. Toodles off to the races. You see Tim Dexter going over, and then he made that big swing around. They didn't mess around. They fired right back in again. That ball would have been a little bit more on line to Headley. They got a shot at him. That ball was up the 3rd base line. Dexter just avoided that tag.
Great shot of it. And a good call by Corey Blazer, the 3rd base umpire. Willeen, a single and a line drive to right that was caught. Nice dive and catch by DeNorfia. Willeen, since the middle of June, has hit .331. That's better than every other catcher in that 2-month period in the big leagues. Joe Bauer, you heard of him? He's next at .304. They're the only 2 guys above 300. And here's something that's interesting about Willeen. He had a tough May. But other than that, he's been above 284 in every month, and 3 of the months, including the one he's currently in the midst of, he's hit above 300. 350 in a great April, 305 in June, and now 313 thus far in August. Again, July 284. You'll take that.
Absolutely, you will. You kidding? For all the responsibilities he has as a young catcher, on top of trying to hit it.
This kicks away momentarily. Hundley gets there. And George, you've seen so many times viewing the game, or when you were playing the game, that catchers who play every day, who are pretty good offensive players, and he's better than pretty good, they wear down. A lot of times their numbers on offense wear down.
They do. And I think it's helpful that they have Torrealba to catch 2, sometimes 3 days a week to keep his legs fresh, keep the arms fresh.
And you combine the 2 batting averages, because Torrealba's been solid swinging the bat this year. Pretty good.
And again, Torrealba's RBI totals not that high, but he hits 8th all the time. So he doesn't have the opportunities Willeen has, hitting 4th tonight, a lot of times 5th in the lineup.
Not trying to do too much, but he's getting his hits virtually every start. Torrealba, same thing yesterday, threw out a base hit. He's hitting 271.
There is raindrops.
Yeah, you still
didn't notice.
Yeah, it's starting a little bit. You still do that every once in a while, I notice, George, when we're outside.
I love to do that.
Catch the rain shots.
Fresh water.
Well,
can't get any fresher than that.
This is on one hop to Logan Forsythe. In the inning, Dexter Fowler reached 3rd after walking. We are through 4. The Rockies up 5-0. Decker, Nick Hundley, Edinson Volquez scheduled against Jhoulys Chacín. Time for our AT&T trivia question. Jhoulys has allowed just 4 home runs. That's amazing. This entire year. What's the fewest number of home runs allowed by a Rockies pitcher in a season with at least 150 innings pitched? And Chacín coming in had 142, so he's at 146. George, that is remarkable. Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think a pitcher would allow that few home runs pitching half their games at Coors Field?
No, you didn't. You figured this being a home run place. Here's a soft one up to DJ. Nice hop, though. Perfect hop and able to retire. Decker running up the first base line.
That's played by LeMahieu, who's fielding at better than 990 clip. Quietly has become one of the top defensive second basemen in the National League. It's our Toyota Talk inning. 1 out. Nick Hundley at the plate. Didn't go for his last 18, though he got robbed his last time up. He hit a ball about 410 feet. That's going to be a base hit, and that ends the dry spell for Hundley. But Nick had hit one to deep right center, and Dexter made a Wonderful running catch. So Hundley's aboard with 1 out. That'll bring up Volquez. First question, have you guys been more impressed by Arenado's clutch hitting or his defense? I'm impressed with the whole package.
Well, Don, quite honestly, defensively for me, I thought he's always going to hit. I mean, when I say always hit, in the 270, 275 range, surprised me a little bit as much as the 2-out base hits. Yet I watched it in high A and double A, where he just thrived in that opportunities as a hitter. But his defense, you talk about tightening up the left side of this infield, both going towards the foul line and towards Tulowitzki. It's pretty special.
Yeah, and I think George that he'll hit better than the mid 270s. There's nothing wrong with that. But the defense from Jump Street has been outstanding. And you're right. He is a guy that brought a great deal of confidence and a great deal of energy to the ballpark when he first arrived, and that has not abated at all. I mean, every day he's got a smile on his face and he's excited to play the game. And you may at home say, well, shoot, I'd be excited too. You're well paid, you're a young guy, you ought to be. And I agree with that. But sometimes the day after day grind of the season will get to players, young and old.
The next
That's
question.
A punch out of Volquez, 2 gone.
Is wanting to know if Dickerson was a draft pick. Yes, he was. Corey Dickerson, scouted by Damon Ionelli, who now works as cross-checker and a scout for Bill Schmidt in the scouting department. And Corey went through the system very quickly. Hit well in Asheville, Modesto. Last year brought to Tulsa halfway through the year. Started the year in Colorado Springs and did a very good job. 21st or 22nd round draft.
Eighth round.
8th round. Oh, I'm sorry, 8th round draft pick.
Here's Will Venable, and Will drives it to right. Charlie's right there. Nice catch by Blackman on a bullet. Chassis safely through inning number 5, and as the rain falls, this ball game is now official. Bill Miller, Corey Blazer talking.
And he's wanting his jackets. What he's wanting. I'll go in and grab my own jacket. He's looking for jackets. The groundskeeper, the head guy will talk to the groundskeeper, not the.
Bottom of the 5th. We thank you again for texting in your questions to Toyota Talk. Tracy Ringlesby will answer another question before the end of the evening. Go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM.
We've talked about this in the past, but the rain a little harder on pitchers than it is on the hitters because of your footing. You just start to get a little bit unsure of it, but because of the surface here at Coors Field.
Base
Pretty
hit
nice
for
place.
time. Within 11 of 2,500 hits. You realize Buddy had that many hits, 2,514?
Oh yeah, played against Buddy, very good player, really good player, and a really good hitter.
There's a good hitter and another base hit for Nolan Arenado. 2 on here in the 5th inning with nobody out against Volquez. We'll bring up Charlie Blackmon. Black, after this series, will take the Padres back home. They'll have their longest homestand of the year. It'll be 10 games. Remember about a month and a half ago, they made quite a run.
Well, they played well. Everybody got back. Everybody was healthy. The pitching was good.
They got over 500 after looking like they were buried.
And they're not that far out of it. I mean, you know, from being back to 500, kind of similar situation that the Rockies are in with their record
under right now. Yeah, 53 and 64. Blackmon a foul out and a line drive to short. Two and one.
Wanting to make sure that they don't have anything with a veteran guy out at second base. Volquez making sure there hadn't been anything relayed back in when he looked, so maybe there'd be a switch of signals. You'll typically could say that it's not about a pitch. When you see a shortstop or second baseman come to the mound with the pitcher and catcher, they're relaying to him what pitch they're going to.
Sean O'Sullivan. Nice Irish kid, George, warming up in the bullpen.
Former starter with the Angels. Went over to Kansas City. His little brother, a 3rd-round draft pick at Oklahoma City Christian University in right in the heart of Oklahoma City. Freddie Sanchez's college.
2-1, right back to Volquez. They'll go to 3rd, and Headley.
That's a little different. When you're down 5-0, you go for 2. I mean, you go to second, you go to first. You normally don't do that.
No, they lost an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Really, it was tailor-made to turn it up the middle.
First 10,000 tomorrow. You're going to receive a coupon for a Good Hebrew National hot dog at the ballpark. So make sure you get here for a coupon for that. Your tickets on this ball game against the Padres today. Just go to Rockies.com/specials or 303 Rockies to buy your tickets.
I'll tell you what, if they turn it, and again, Charlie runs well, but he's hit pretty hard. You turn it up the middle. You're going to have a runner at 3rd, 2 outs. You'd walk LeMahieu and work against Chacin.
Well, the reason it's so much surprising, just look at Headley's look on his face. He didn't even break to the bag.
Yeah,
he was 10 feet off when he caught it.
Really? You're throwing it to me? DJ's had a big night. Home run in his first at bat. And a double to deep right center in his next AB.
Rotated the shoulders, but not the bat.
That was a good call by Todd Tishner at first also.
Well, watch where the bat stays. The bat stays on the back shoulder. He's just rotating his front side to get out of the way from getting hit with the pitch. It wasn't an attempted swing at the ball.
That's an uneasy feeling, George, as you know, when you want to tuck your face the other direction, but he got wide open.
1-1 count, thinking fastball. That's what Volquez has had command of today. He hasn't had command of the breaking ball yet. Every time he's thrown, it's been hit hard.
Smells like rain, doesn't it?
Now, you can tell by the looks of the jerseys, and yes, it does smell like rain. And if you can look out at their jerseys, the gray jersey's starting to turn a dark gray now instead of the light gray. Picking up a lot of moisture.
Once again, the game is official. Middle of 5. First, second, 1 out. 3-1 pitch. And now they're loaded up for Chacin. See if that's the end of the line. It will be. Volquez is gone. Bud Black's going to bring in O'Sullivan. Once again, Edinson Volquez struggles mightily facing the Rockies. So Volquez walks off. Rockies ahead 5-0. Bases loaded when we come back with just 1 out. One of the Rockies' all-time greats. Vinny Castillo. Watch Vinny working at Coors Field. Take you inside the batting cages, and then a special treat. He works with his 2 sons. You'll see him unload his garage. That looks a lot like Frazier's garage.
No, mine's pickups.
It's Rockies Real-Time Friday after the game right here on Root Sports.
Yeah, Volquez, you haven't had fun in this ballpark. Sorry, bud. You just don't, for whatever reason, against the National League West, it's been ugly. Might have been the best heater you threw. You did it with the vitamin drink.
Yeah, I've said it many times, George, that the most difficult thing for a starting pitcher has got to be that when you have a bad outing, you have to wait 4 long days to get back out there again.
Well, easier when you're a veteran guy and you've been around a long time like Volquez. He should handle it better. Well, O'Sullivan 0-2 so far, 5 games, 3 starts, but in AAA this year, 7-4 with a 388. Great success at the minor league level, 71-39. It has not translated in 48 starts at the big league level, 10-16. He's going to be asked to eat up some innings here at Coors Field.
Bases loaded. Here's Jolis. Ball 1. George mentioned his starts in the big leagues. He's been with the Angels, the Royals, and now the Padres.
He was in Tucson, and the PCL not an easy place to pitch. He had a very good earned run average at 7-4 and 388 earned run average.
This ball's well hit to right. DeNorfia is going to make the catch. tagging and coming home is Arenado. It's the third RBI for Chacin. Tell you what, that's a pretty good play by Denorfia. That ball was tagged.
It could have cleared the bases really easy. Going back in the rain, everything considered. This ball's going to take off with the bat in a hurry and take off. And when you do that, you've got to be an outfielder to be able to get back, make a play on the baseball, and get it back in again. Denorfia did that. A lot of concentration looking into the raindrops to make it. Volquez just can't believe it. 6-0 Rockies in the 5th.
Here's Dex. Dex lifts one high in the air down the right field line, and Denorfia's got a bail, and it landed in the seats anyhow.
Tell you what, great hustle. Denorfia is showing an awful lot to me. This ball club, 12 games under 500. Losing in this game 6-0. This guy's made running, diving catches in front, going back on baseballs.
I've always liked Denorfia, George. He's an under the radar guy. Runner going, no throw, and stealing the base is LeMahieu.
14.
DJ's got 14, as you just heard.
Well, the thing about Denorfia is Division III school player. You know, you're not supposed to be in the big leagues. You went to one of those small schools. You're not supposed to be good enough. You're not supposed to be able to run, hit the way you do it. So you play a little chip on your shoulder all the time. You play the game the right way.
Watching late one night recently, the Padres and Reds were tied up. Aroldis Chapman's on the hill, and Denorfia smoked a 102-mile-an-hour fastball at Petco over the center field wall.
He can do that. He's got 9 home runs right now.
2-1. Dex fouls it off, and interestingly, all are against left-handed pitchers. Pulled down the right field line, base hit. That'll score 2. Denorfia sliding stop. He'll hold Dexter to a single, but 2 ribbies for Fowler. 34-35, and the Rockies now lead it 8-0.
Now Volquez could just shake his head. He left with the bases loaded. You know, Sullivan has come in and cleared the bases with a drive to right and a base hit to right.
And they're all charged, as you can see on the face of Volquez, to his account.
Mike Shaw Subaru's Super Bowl look at this, trying to go to the inner half of the plate on Dexter Fowler. Dexter gets out front, hooks it right out over the head of Alonso into right field. No play for Denorfia on this. A sliding skid stop just to keep Dexter at first.
And here's Corey Dickerson, 2 doubles and a deep fly ball to left. Oh, George, guess what? Tomorrow, make your way to Taco Bell. That's right. The Rockies hit the magic number of 7. So get to Taco Bell. Your participating Taco Bells between 4 and 6 in the state to get your Rockies taco special. And because of the Rockies' good work offensively tonight, Taco Bell and Root Sports will donate $250 to the Colorado I Have a Dream Foundation. Dickerson kicks a foot out of the way. It's 1-1. 8 runs, 10 hits for the Rockies. Rockies looking to improve to 11-3 against San Diego this year. To short, and that'll get San Diego finally to the dugout. The Rockies add 3 more runs in the 5th inning. Dexter drives in 2 with a knock, 8-0. Youth Sports is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. By the Honey Smoked Fish Company, a ready-to-eat energizing superfood you can add to any dish that's healthy and delicious. By the Colorado Lottery, don't forget to play. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Amidst the raindrops in lower downtown Denver this Monday night, has treated the Rockies well thus far. The Rockies treating the fans well, most importantly. They're up 8-0 as we go to the 6th inning. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Mark Stout, Chris D'Onofrio will lead it off, then Chase Headley and Yonder Alonso against Jolie Chassin. So a moment ago I was talking about the home run D'Onofrio hit to win a ball. It was actually a walk-off home run against Chapman. Look at this.
And he knew it too. When they left it, he had the mouth dropped. He's pumped. 90, 100+ mile an hour heater. And then the celebration starts.
Well, George, what, 102 coming in and 122 going out. Good pitch, strike 3, inside corner. Backwards K on D'Onofrio, who is sticking around and arguing with Bill Miller. Bud Black starting to wander out. He don't want to lose his right fielder, and it's in the 4th strike zone.
No, I don't think that's what he's arguing about. I think he's arguing he thought one of the other pitches was a ball, that wasn't strike 3. He just wanted to know what the count was. Not saying the count was 0-2 when I was standing here. It was 1-1, and then you rang me up on the 3rd one. Did you just check it? I mean, The pitch is a strike. There's no question about that part. His question is it strike 3?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, George. He didn't argue with the strike call. He thought
the count was 1-1.
He thought it was 1-1.
So he just asked him, "Where's your clicker at?" Well, we had the truck look back on the Fox box. This area right up here was what we call it. And you look up on top of that, the count was 0-2 when he had that 3rd pitch offering. So, plate umpire Bill Miller correct with his call.
And Bill Miller's one of those guys, George, unlike some. I mean, you hear him up here in the booth when he indicates it's a strike. I mean, there's no mistaking when he indicates it's a strike.
The thing is, a lot of umpires don't use the counters today. And it appears that he's got one in his left hand on the counter, but a lot of umpires will stay, just don't carry it. He's got his with him. There's ever any, and even when you have the counter, you forget, to click it one time, or you click it the wrong way.
Two outs. Yonder Alonso will come up. Yonder Alonso missed a slew of games earlier. Let's go back. Let's go pitch by pitch with D'Onofrio. Here's the first delivery. Pretty clear he called it a strike. And then he swung at the second one. Chris just forgot.
Yep.
He just flat forgot. And he'll go back and look at that videotape and say, man, I must have had a brain freeze. This is a towering pop-up left side. Somebody's got to battle the raindrops. It'll be Arenado. Nolan's got it. Chassin another quick inning. Through 6. Just 71 pitches for Chassin.
having fun. And yesterday, he had a lot of fun because Peyton Manning of the Broncos stopped by, and he got a Peyton Manning autographed helmet. And you can see on there it says to Cargo. I talked to him about it today. He said, I already mailed it home to his home in Orlando. It's going to go in his man cave with his batting helmets from the All-Star games. And Drew, I know you were down there when he was talking about it. Did that helmet somehow come from Jorge De La Rosa in a roundabout way? It was like somehow in the clubhouse and they got it, and then they got it to Peyton Manning?
I'm laughing about it.
What was the story that he said?
Well, he sat down and he was cracking up. He said that actually it was De La Rosa's helmet because De La Rosa wanted a jersey and a helmet from Manning. He bought it, actually. And Cargo kind of, good-naturedly kind of swiped it, and he had to make sure Peyton put 2 Cargo on it so it was personalized, and he sent it home to Orlando. I'm sure Cargo will take care of De La Rosa. The good thing is Peyton Manning, though maybe not right now, he's a little busy, is normally a fairly frequent visitor to the Rockies clubhouse with his close relationship with Todd Helton. But Cargo thought that was hysterical.
I've got the old-fashioned one at home that I'm going to bring and have John sign, John Elway, with the horse.
The older one?
The older ones, yeah. I got that at home.
Tulowitzki retired 4-3. That'll bring up Rosario to face O'Sullivan. Edinson Volquez. Dougie, we got to recalculate, man, unless you already did. I'm sure you did. With his ERA, it was over 12 coming in this year against the Rockies. He went 4 1/3, allowed 8 runs, all of them earned on 9 hits, 3 walks, and a couple of punch-outs.
Not to tell you to watch Duck Dynasty, but he's not happy right now.
No, not happy.
He is not a happy man. Willie was in St. Louis 2 weeks ago, giving his testimony after the ball game on Faith Day at the ballpark in St. Louis. Willie went up.
The ERA, George, now is it's like your bowling average, 13.078. But if we put it's 13.078. Not your bowling average.
I'll get you some glasses. You've had a difficult time the last couple of days.
No, I got the numbers right. I just wanted to place a decimal point for you.
Dougie.
It's hard when you have a 12 ERA coming in and it goes up.
No, it's just you didn't pitch well. You got to pitch a little better.
Yeah, 2 strikes on Rosario. And Willeen pulls it to Headley.
August baseball season is getting in full swing in the month of August. As you got the playoffs coming on, you got these drives happening. Some back to school time also. The Rockies Dugout Stores, they have everything for both. Stop by today. Call 303-832-TEAM for your nearest store location. People hanging out by the Dugout Stores. When it rains and it gets cold, it's the perfect timing for sweatshirts, hats, ponchos, right? Umbrellas, all the above.
Todd pulls it to first. Alonso's there. 3 ground balls in the inning for O'Sullivan, and we'll move to the 7th inning at Coors Field. It continues to rain, not quite as hard as it was a few moments ago. wonderful performance tonight by Jhoulys Chacín. Take our AT&T trivia question one more time. Jhoulys has allowed just 4 home runs this year. What's the fewest number of home runs allowed by a Rockies pitcher in a season with at least 150 innings pitched? Jed Jerko at the plate. He takes strike 1. Well, Chacín has an opportunity to break that. 3 of the 4 lowest, Ubaldo Jimenez, 10 in 2010, 11 in 2011, and then in 2009, 13, 2008, Aaron Cook with 13. Cook also is 5th on that list. He allowed 15 home runs in 07, the super sinker baller. Jason Marquis with the Padres now, allowed 15 in 2009. I think one of the better stories written this year for the Rockies, no matter what unfolds, George, over the next 6 weeks, is the large step forward taken by Chacín. He's always been pretty good. I mean, he's always had a low ERA. You know, last year obviously he battled an injury, but the fact that he has consistently been one of the best strike throwers in the National League, from a guy that used to flirt with 100 pitches after 5 or 5 1/3, that type of thing, has really been a great story, coupled with the fact that his raw numbers, ERA, batting average against, suggests that, you know, he could be a 15+ game winner.
Well, what he's done is he's become a pitcher with 3 pitches. That's the biggest thing, and confidence in those 3 and having health with it. 4 strikeouts in the ball game for him now, but he's one of those guys that, you know, before he tried to throw the ball by you. I mean, his velocity got him to the big leagues, and then his consistency after he got here has kept him here. That's a nasty slider.
Logan Forsythe, and that looked like it was on the outside corner, evidently just off. 1-0. Forsythe has hit the ball to Tulowitzki twice. Another changeup, 2-0.
Well, the thing that's happened, it's become very prominent, the off speeds and secondary stuff for him. You see early on in June, July, it's around 281 and 200. In August, just 111. So confidence and command in those, and then you also imply the 88 to 91 mile-an-hour sinker to go with it. It's called pitching. He's doing a really good job of it. 82 pitches right now in the ball game, 1 out here in the 7th.
Tough-minded kid, good personality.
Well, I think too, he had early success in the big leagues. Second year was kind of okay, and I think once the Rockies rewarded him with a multi-year contract, he's responded for it. Was that extra lighting in center field that we weren't anticipating during the game?
Yeah,
was another punch out. He's 5th.
Yeah, that was called the wipeout slider also. Now, lightning and thunder in the area. 2 punch outs in the inning. Jeff Decker coming up. He's 0 for 2. Auto glass damage, call Safelite Auto Glass, America's vehicle glass experts at 303-287-5000, or go to safelight.com. And Jhoulys is one of those guys that always seems to have a smile on his face, even on game day. Sometimes it's hard to tell on television, though. In this HD world that we live, you get a great look at guys. That's a beautiful breaking ball. Jhoulys, George, has really got a strong pitcher's body. You look at shoulders and back, he's a big man.
Well, it's lower hip too. I mean, you look at his hips and his thighs, they're just ginormous. I mean, he's a guy that has worked his way into this. He didn't used to be this big for a long time. You know, the one thing about it, just like that throw there, I mean, not a big deal. Shot out into center field, but it takes enough time and rhythm away from the game for you. You know, you're in a rhythm, man. You're popping strikes. You're in target with whatever William's calling.
One, 2. Chop foul by Decker. Dave Roberts makes a nice play. more lighting in center field, George, if you were looking.
Yeah, it was more in the parking lot. Oh, he almost made it. Hanging over the wall down there.
89 pitches in for Chacin. Lost a tough one in his last outing. 7 innings, gave up just 2 runs on 7 hits against the Mets. High fly ball, deep right field, and this one's going to get out of here. Decker with his first major league hit, and it's a home run against a guy that's given up now just 5 this year. So Jeff Decker with his first major league hit, a home run. And I know the club's down 8-1 now, but you're allowed to smile.
Yeah, absolutely are. That's the first one you get, and Julius knew it.
Left field, Dickerson's right there, and that ends the inning. And Huntley flies to left. It's 8-1. Middle of 7 amid rain, lightning, and thunder. The Rockies are up 7. Lights brought to you by McDonald's. Come into McDonald's and get just what you need at just the right price with many of your McDonald's favorites starting at just $1. I'm loving it. Second inning, DJ LeMahieu made it 3-0 with that big fly, his second of the year, 4th of his career. We move to the 5th inning. Rockies already up 5-0. Bases loaded. Chacin thought he may have extra bases. Nice running catch by Denorfia. Worked with the sac fly. Arenado would score. And then Dexter Fowler right behind Chacin lined a 2-run single to right. And the Rockies at their 7th and 8th runs. 8-1 as Arenado leads off here in the 7th inning against Sean O'Sullivan. Takes a pitch down. Arenado 2 for 3. The one time they got him out was a line drive to Denorfia, and he made a sliding catch. And another base hit for Arenado. Boy, Nolan has been really on a roll. Take a look at where he ranks among rookies in the National League. He's 6th in batting average. He leads in number of hits, 2nd in ribbies, 2nd in extra base hits. And this is an interesting one. 4th most by any player under the age of 23 this year. The most extra base hits for a guy under 23 is held by one Mike Trout, who's pretty good for guys under 33 or even 43.
Him and Trout and Harper were all in the Fall League a couple of years ago when Arenado was the MVP of the Fall League.
Yeah, isn't that something? There's the youngsters doing well. Trout, Manny Machado, big name. Bryce Harper. Look, Harper, now I know Harper missed some time, but Nolan's just one extra base hit shy of what he's produced, and Yasiel Puig has been marvelous for the Dodgers. Alonso makes the catch. Blackman retired. Did you see, George? It's now 37-8, the record for the, I think that's what it is, 37-8, I believe it is, for the Dodgers over their last 45 games.
Yeah, I'm saying PG pretty good.
Yeah, they're losing right now to the Mets in the third inning out at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, last night Kershaw was special, 8 innings again. And I know his stuff is great. You just wonder what effects it's going to have in September. Third year in a row, fourth year in a row, he's gone up over 200 innings. So sooner or later, it starts to get even to the best. Ask Doc Holliday, who's going to make his first rehab start coming this Thursday.
Mayhew, a home run, a double, and a walk. Two and one on Mayhew. Arenado at first with a 9-game hitting streak. Center field, retreating Venable.
Check out the new charitable campaign from the Rockies and Root Sports. It's called Hit Count. From now until the end of the season, every Rockies hit will mean a monetary donation to Children's Hospital, Colorado, Children's Hospital of Colorado, and Special Olympics of Colorado. Go to coloradorockies.com/hitcount to donate today.
Here's Jolis. Outside, ball one. Rockies have had a base runner in at least every inning with the exception of the sixth. And this one safe at first, off the bag. Alonso off of O'Sullivan, picked up by Jerko, onto Alonso, and the first base umpire Todd Tishner said he was off the bag.
Not sure why he didn't just go on over and step on the bag at second either. Watch where this ball's hit. Going to go right back at, hit Sullivan's glove. That knocked it down a little bit. Could he have gone on right there and just touched the bag and gone on to the dugout instead of making the throw to first? He's got the ball here. Arenado's still coming. Now the throw over to first base is going to sail, but obviously the toe came off of Alonso.
It's an error on the throw. That's the third error for the Padres in the game. Dexter at the plate.
Well, you see the corner of his toe right there just coming off.
Good call. Rain's picked up in intensity again.
Now what you see on your screen at home, folks, is not kidding. That's how hard it's coming down. Sometimes it can be a little different for you, but that is a mess.
Nobody throwing in the Rockies bullpen. He just hit for himself. He's at 91 pitches. Line drive at Jerko. That'll end the inning. There was a hit and an error, 2 men left on, but through 7 at Coors Field. The Rockies leading 8-1. Ball game so far. He's allowed a run on 5 hits. Alexi Amarista is going to pinch hit here in the 8th inning. What's next is brought to you by CenturyLink. Here's what's next. Eric Stoltz, the left-hander, against Jeff Manship. Jeff making his second start in a Rockies uniform, and he pitched pretty effectively against the Mets in his first outing. That'll be tomorrow. Pre-game show at 6 o'clock. First pitch 40 minutes later. So Amarista 4 for 20 off the bench this year. One hop at Tula. Nice pickup. Now he makes sure he has a grip on it. Throws it to first. Hey, we should tell people that earlier today, Rafael Betancourt, here's a great sign, threw a simulated game, and he looked terrific in doing it. This is when it was sunny out.
Sit upstairs, watched the entire thing this afternoon, about 1:45. 40 pitches, only 1 left to cage, and that was a soft fly ball to left on a changeup by Corey Dickerson. Culberson was the other hitter that went against Betancourt today.
Todd's got it, 2 outs. Venable retired. And the schedule is for Rafi on Thursday to pitch in the Springs. And if all goes well, good chance he'll join the club in Baltimore over the weekend and be activated. So that is tremendous news. And in the interim, Rex Brothers has done a tremendous job in closing games for the Rockies. Got his 10th save yesterday. And I think you learn a lot, George. You would know a whole lot more about this than I would. When you deal with some traffic and save situations and really have to deal with the pressure, Chacin was going to help out. Rosario apparently didn't see it, but it was out of play. And then the great news is the save was completed yesterday. Bases loaded situation against Rex, but he had to deal with that. He had to have the nerves and the adrenaline rush and pitch through it.
2 days prior to that same situation, he had second, third, 2 outs in the 9th, had to pitch through with a 1-run lead. He did just that. You know, those are the kind of things that everybody thought Rex would end up being the closer at some point for the Colorado Rockies. He never even closed in college. Yeah, Lopez, the right-hander, he's gotten up for Chacin, but now all of a sudden you see all the puddles everywhere. And nobody called for it. Somebody's going to get in there.
You know what? It's hard to give it on a pitcher because normally the pitcher doesn't involve himself. Joe Lease is sprinting around like a little leaguer going to help out.
Why couldn't you give one to the pitcher? He's got to catch it. He's over there.
Well, Rosario's searching the sky. Todd saw it just then, and then he had to avoid Denorfia.
And they may not give it to anybody.
Well, it's getting nasty out right now. Raz, you can tell Raz wants to cover his field. There's some standing water. Strike 3. They are going to give an error to Chacin. Fortunately, didn't get hurt. He strikes out Denorfia for the second time looking. That's 6 strikeouts. 8 strong innings from Chacin. 8-1 Colorado. And the Padres went out on the field and they were warming up, and Mark grounds crew was working on the field because there's a lot of standing water, and Raz was having a conversation with Bill Miller and the entire umpire crew. And after a couple of minutes, Bill Miller waved to the Padres and said, you know what, let's get him off the field. And you know, it's always a consultation with the head groundskeeper because they want to keep their field from getting damaged so it stays playable, and you also are worried about player safety. And so Raz will get his field covered right now, and I think that's the prudent thing to do. You don't want to see somebody hurt when you can see standing water out there. I was worried about Chacin running in on that wet grass a couple times.
Bill Miller made the comment, we're fine at home plate and on the mound, and that's when Raz pointed to third, he pointed to first. They called in all the other umpires, and it was a pretty easy decision right after that to shut things down.
Obviously, that will be the end of the night. Probably would have been anyhow for Jhoulys Chacin. We'll give you his line very quickly. 8 innings, 1 run on 5 hits, and he walked 1 and struck out 6. Excuse me, walked 2 and struck out 6. So another great outing from Jhoulys Chacin. That'll lower his 3.3 ERA coming in, and he's in line for his 11th victory of the year. But we're in a rain delay. 8-1. The Rockies leading the Padres. We'll take you to Rockies real time right now, and when the Rockies return to the field, we'll have it for you naturally. the Padres, and that is Colt Hines. Ronnie Cedeno, veteran, is now in the ballgame at third base. He was signed and brought up when Everett Cabrera, we haven't mentioned this yet, was suspended by Major League Baseball for his involvement in biogenesis for 50 games. So Ronnie Cedeno is now in the ballgame at third base. Looking around to see if we got everybody. Yonder Alonso still at first. The Rockies will have Corey Dickerson, Troy Tulowitzki, and Willeen Rosario scheduled, but I can see that Johnny Herrera is on deck with the big lead. Walt Weiss is going to crank up Tulowitzki again, so it looks like Johnny will hit for Troy. Be the 12th game for Colt Hines, who came up in mid-July, and with the trade of Joe Thatcher, he's the only left-handed pitcher in the Padres bullpen.
Third of an inning last outing and a strikeout. That was against Cincinnati. His active scoreless streak right now, just an inning and a third. More of a left-handed specialist. Left-handers have hit 143 against him this year. 2 for 14.
Sullivan went 2 2/3.
Pitched very well. They're talking about Hines down at the AAA level, 42 strikeouts in 35 innings. He was 1-0 with a 180 earned run average in 31 outings. That was between a couple of stops, AA in San Antonio for former Rocky coach Richie Dower, and also in Tucson.
1 hour and 3 minutes officially the rain delay, and Hines misses there. So it's 1-1 on Corey Dickerson. Dickerson, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, deep fly to left, and also he was out on a fielder's choice, so he's 2 for 4. Two and 1 on Dickerson. 3 and 1 on Dickerson. Rockies 10 and 3 this year against the Padres, looking to improve that to 11 and 3. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that's on the outside corner. And not surprisingly, if you look at the shot of the scorecard, Todd Helton will be replaced by Charlie Culberson. We're coming up on Todd's birthday in a couple days. A walk to Dickerson. Who wants tacos, fans? If you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies do as they've done tonight, score at least 7 in a game, text the keyword taco to 720-720. And when that happens, Taco Bell, Root Sports, will donate $250 to the Colorado I Have a Dream Foundation. So here's Johnny. And this is bounced to short, and it goes right under the glove of Logan Forsythe. Going from first to third on the 4th miscue of the night is Dickerson. The 4 errors is now a season high for San Diego.
Pretty amazing. That ball softly hit here, wet surface, everything to deal with. Just didn't stay down on the baseball. Went under the glove of Forsythe, ends up out into the outfield, trying to circle so he can get in position to make the play. Just doesn't get in position to do it.
Well, they're scoring. You know what? No error. They're scoring a base hit. How can that be a hit?
Really? They thought he beat it out? It's the only way they could have called it that way.
I'm happy. Good for Johnny. There you go. Couple hits back. Some high school players wish they got on similar plays, huh?
It's like Little League. Everybody gets a hit no matter what.
That's a clean hit. Willeen's got another RBI. And the Rockies now 9 on the board. 9-1. Willeen with his second hit of the night.
'59 RBIs now for Willeen. Fastball away, and Hines thinking I should have been out of the inning. Instead, I'm giving up runs. I got nobody out. First and second. Charlie Culberson to get a shot at him now.
Here's the in-game box score. It's brought to you by Subway. Dex a couple of hits. Corey Dickerson, as we mentioned, a couple of hits. Willeen has 3 ribbies. Nolan Arenado 3 hits. DJ a home run and a double. And this ball is through the left side. A base hit for Culberson. That'll bring home Johnny Herrera. A walk in 3 straight singles greet Cole Hines after the lengthy rain delay. 10-1 Colorado.
New third baseman Cedeno. Shortstop doesn't make play. Now all of a sudden this ball's hit right by Cedeno off the end of his glove and into the outfield. Johnny scores it 10-1.
And Nolan Arenado at the plate looking for his 4th hit.
Being the only left-hander, of course, you've got to watch his pitches. There's nobody out. Be able to bring him back tomorrow. Bud Black thinking, all right, he's at 12, 11 pitches, whatever it is right now.
And that's a base hit to center field. Rosario will be sent home. Arenado a 4-hit ball game. And it is 11-1.
Yeah, Balsley's going to go out and visit a little bit too. Mike Shaw, Subaru Supermo, fastball away from him. Arenado, really good job keeping your head right on it, and taking it right back up the middle.
Second time in Arenado's career, he's produced 4 hits in a game. He's hit 19 of his last 21. Here's an interesting stat for you. The Rockies went 47 games without scoring double digits in runs, and now they've done it twice in the last 4 days. Charlie Blackmon looking to get in on the party. He's 0-4. Rockies have 15 hits tonight. Looks like Jeff Francis is going to throw the 9th inning for the Rockies.
He already loose. He's been out throwing for quite a while, but now there's so much action on the field. You just kind of stop, step, and watch for a little bit. He's starting to get a glaze in some certain areas now with this steady rainfall on the dirt surface of the infield. When the quick dry is tan and it turns almost to match the dirt, it's wet.
Blackmon lifts it to right. And Venable makes a catch. That's the first out of the inning. And DJ LeMahieu, 2 for 3 and a walk.
Yeah, for a team that scored 23 runs on a 10-day road trip, it has come alive at Coors Field the last 4 days. Swung the bats well. Timely hits.
You always welcome these, and I think the ardent Rocky fans would love to see mixed in with the 10s and 11s, some 5s on the nights there the Rockies have been held to 1 or 2 and come up a run or 2 shy. You know, the feast or famine type of deal at times this year for the Rockies offensively, but this has been a joy to watch. A sweep of the Pirates, and they're starting off on the right foot against the Padres, the first of 3.
Yeah, they don't get a double play here. Chad Bettis will pinch hit next with Kadir home sick. Torrealba being the only lone catcher now with Pacheco down in AAA.
That's up the middle, and that's a base hit for DJ. That'll score another run. Here comes Culberson, and the Rockies lead it 12-1. That's the 5th single of the inning. DJ with a 2 RBI evening. He's got 18 now.
You start to get to worry a little bit of that concern about obviously pitch count. Guys continue to score. You got pouring down rain.
This is where Bud Black, he just wants to get this thing over with somehow, some way. Get this thing over with, move on to tomorrow from his perspective. Chad Bettis, as George mentioned, getting an opportunity to pinch hit. Threw the ball well the other night. 6 solid innings, gave up just 2 runs in his 3rd big league start in his first start at Coors Field. By the way, with the 8 innings of 1-run baseball tonight for Chacin, it lowers his ERA to 3.13 this year. Only 1 play, and that's first, and it's dropped. You gotta be kidding me.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Yonder Alonso just flat drop. A ball that, you know, most 8-year-olds are going to handle easily.
Well, and he's only made 1 error all year long. It's just one of them ugly, ugly nights. You just want to shut things down. Hope he gets through this thing. You can see him look up and open for it, and just, boy, really? Not a deep enough hole to crawl into right now. Hines thinking he's got 2 outs. Yeah, instead he's still got 1. The bases are loaded.
Dexter, the 9th man to hit already, and he drives the ball to gap in left center field. This will score at least 2. Bettis cruising to 3rd, and Stu Cole's going to hold him. Dexter ran too far. He didn't think that was going to happen, and he'll basically give himself up. So that's the 2nd out. Dexter drives in 2 with that double. And you need a calculator now. 14-1, 17 hits.
It's just a slider coming in right into Dexter's bat, and he just turns on it. He drives it out into left center field, and then the next thing you know, 6 spots up on the board with the Rockies just hammering it on the San Diego Padres. I'm glad Stu Cole held up Chad Bettis too at the home plate area. Would hate to have something collision in a game like this.
Wow, 10 come to bat very quickly after the rain delay, and the Rockies throw a crooked number up on the board. A 6 spot. They're up 14-1, looking for 3 more outs. That's a season high. Looking for 3 more outs, and then we'll check in with Jenny and Jeff out in center field, trying to keep warm, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming up on the Toyota postgame show, it's been raining offense here at Coors Field, but it was also the defense that got the Rockies going early, Jeff.
Yeah, before the rain started, there was a couple double plays, and none better than what we saw from DJ LeMahieu. I love the 5 to 4 to 3 double play, and then the footwork around the bag. Doesn't get any prettier than this from DJ, and he's been doing it all year long.
And he had a nice little home run. Not too bad for him. It's all coming up in the Toyota postgame show. Of course, the Cowboys going to join the party as well. Hope you join us.
Cowboys getting his slicker on right now.
Yeah, he's smart. He's staying out of the rain.
This is line to right field. Moving back is Blockman. He'll make the catch, 1 out. Johnny Herrera naturally is in at shortstop. Pinch hit for Troy. Charlie Culberson's at second base. And DJ LeMahieu's at first base. Now it's Cedeno, by the way, who swung the bat there. And nobody's going to take many pitches. Nice job by DJ. 2 outs as Yonder Alonso grounds out. You may get fined if you work a count here. And Jed Jerko with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Jerko hits this ball well to right center field, really well, and this has got a home run for Jerko, his 11th of the year. So he takes Jeff Francis deep, and it's 14-2.
4 pitches in the ball game for Jeff. 2 outs, and then the 4th one comes up and gets over the fence.
Logan Forsythe will come up. Auto glass damage, call Safelite Auto Glass at 303-287-5000 or go to safelight.com. A reminder tomorrow, Jeff Manship for the Rockies against a guy that's been tough on Colorado this year, Eric Stoltz.
Former Rocky.
Johnny's got it, and over to DJ, and the Rockies win it. That's 4 in a row for Colorado. They prevail 14-2 over San Diego. They're now 11-3. Against their division rivals this season. And with the victory, the Rockies improve to 56-64. The Padres fall to 53-65. Jhoulys Chacín gets the victory. A brilliant 8 innings of pitching for Chacín. He allowed a run on 5 hits. He's now 11-6. Edinson Volquez would just as soon not see the Rockies again, maybe ever. He's now 8-10. And he has an ERA this year against Colorado of above 13. This is the Rockies' first 4-game winning streak, by the way, since April. Tonight's Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Delivery. The game is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Numerous candidates, but we're going to tip our fedora to Jhoulys Chacín. In his last outing, he went 7 innings, allowed just 2 runs, but he ran into Matt Harvey, who was just a little bit better. Tonight, he got plenty of run support, and he got ground ball after ground ball, several double plays turned behind him. And whether it was pleasant out or raining, Chacín was too much for the Padres tonight. Visit JimmyJohns.com to find a location near you. Once again, the final score, the Rockies win it 14-2. 14 runs, 17 hits for the Rockies. Just a little something to talk about, Jenny Cavnar.
Hey, it's going to be fun on the Toyota postgame show. These guys are scrambling with the numbers. That's because there's so many hits and runs to tally for the Colorado Rockies. How about a little streaking in the rain? That's all Colorado's done. 4 in a row. We got lots to break down, and it's all coming up on the Toyota postgame show. Hope you stick with us. Again, the Rockies beat the Padres in a spanking fashion. 14-2, the final.